Good morning, cadets. Let us see a very important and interesting chapter which will get 7 marks from this unit. One 7 marks question will get from this unit, total 7 marks. And we have most important questions from this unit. Before that is direction cosines and directional ratios. The basics to this unit also important for fourth and fifth chapters of maths 1a, that is addition of vectors and product of vectors also. So listen carefully. See, when you have a piece of paper like this is a paper we have. What is the this is the example of a plane, right? A flat surface. This has only two dimensions, that is length and breadth, and it covers some area, right? It doesn't have any other dimensions, so that this is a two-dimensional figure object. This is a two-dimensional object. And how do you define a point? Suppose we have a point on this paper or any plane. This plane, suppose you take a wall in your home, right? You can extend that wall infinitely, right? Yes or not? We can extend the plane infinitely. If you have a line doesn't have any ending, right? We can extend this line both sides infinitely. In the same way, this plane also you can extend infinitely. Suppose in that infinite plane, if you have a point here, right? How do you define this point? How do you describe this point? To describe this point, we are using what we are using? X-axis and y-axis. This is my x-axis and y-axis. And the intersection of these axes we are considering as origin. Suppose these two are number lines. Suppose if I give the names 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and here 1, 2, 3. You see this point, the position of this point is 4 units on x-axis, so x coordinate, and y coordinates 3 units. That is, this 4 is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. This 3 is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. So this 4, 3 is the position of this point. And here, suppose let us consider this point is some x comma y, and I am letting it as P. So P x comma y is my point now. And the line segment OP, and it should give some direction this side. That means what? Here this line segment is going towards P, not towards O. So that means what? OP line segment which has direction towards P, right? It has direction, and it should have some magnitude. Magnitude is nothing but the length of OP. We denote it as OP vector we call. OP vector, it has direction, and what is the magnitude? Magnitude is nothing but the length of this OP. See, if we drop a perpendicular here, and what is the length of this one? This is y units and this one is x units, right? So by Pythagoras theorem, what do you say? OP square is equal to x square plus y square. Nothing but OP is equal to under square root of x square plus y square. So this value is what? Under square root of x square plus y square. So the magnitude of OP is what? Under square root of x square plus y square. Right? I am talking these things in what? Two-dimensional plane. Okay. So now if I vector, I am considering I is a vector representing x coordinates and j is a vector which representing y coordinates, and we take I cap and j cap like that. And if P is a point x comma y, then the position vector OP, it is also denoted with R, can be written as xi plus yj, xi plus yj, and its magnitude is what? OP. Modulus of OP is equal to under square root of x square plus y square, right? when you have a point P here, the OP in direction of P, the OP vector is denoted by xi plus yj and its magnitude is given by under square root of x square plus y square. Okay, suppose if you have a line here, suppose like this P and Q, right? PQ vector, suppose direction in this way we have x1 y1 x2 y2, like this we have. Then what about this PQ vector? PQ vector is given by OQ minus OP. OQ minus OP. What is our OQ? See, whenever Q is x comma 2, x2 comma y2, OQ is equal to x2i y2j, because I is representing x coordinate and j is representing y coordinate, and OP is what? x1i plus y1j. Now OQ minus OP means what? x2i plus y2j minus x1i minus y1j. You take I common and j common, then what do you get? x2 minus x1i plus y2 minus y1j. So what is your PQ vector now? x2 minus x1 comma y x2 PQ, the vector represented by the point x2 minus x1 and y2 minus y1. So in this way you can find PQ value, right? Then what is the magnitude of PQ if you want? Suppose under square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. In this way we will find in 2 dimension. The same thing will let us see in 3 dimension.